Have you ever bitten off more than you can chew work-wise? Literally my entire working life, probably from the age of 19, turned 19 6 months into uni, probably from then until about 6 months ago, so a full, 17 years or something, I permanently bit off more than I could chew. I rode the threshold of burnout for, the best part of 2 decades. And maybe some would say, well, have you considered that might contribute to the way that your health feels at the moment? You'd probably be right. So, whatever. But it's common. You're a type A person. You want to maximize your time on this planet. You don't want to fuck about. You want to make a dent. You're going to bite off more than you can chew. That being said, do it in your 20s and a bit of your 30s. And work out how hard you can work. And know that you've got that in the tank. And if the shit hits the fan, you can get back to doing it. But after a while, at least in my experience, and this has kind of been brought on by the chronic awareness of my own work mortality by having my capacity severely diminished over the last 12 months, that fuel kind of starts to run out. And you realize that the dopamine you get from just being busy doesn't necessarily move you toward the life that you want. That what you're doing is you're healing existential loneliness and a need to feel important and a need to feel like you're making progress by being busy but not doing things that matter. And that's a very dangerous situation to be in, because you can create an addiction to the dopamine of pressing enter on the email, and none of the emails that you've sent for the last hour actually move you any closer to the life you want. They don't actually even do anything for the business that you're working on or the project that you're trying to achieve. They've just kept you busy. And sure, there's worse ways that you can distract yourself with drugs and junk food and stuff like that. But dopamine's a hell of a drug as well. So yeah, be careful with it. Alexander Evans, how do you feel about turning 40 soon? I'm 36. Okay? It's not soon. 37 next month, 36. Okay, I'm going to be like David Brent in The Office, where he's going, 30s, I'm in my 30s. It's not soon, okay? Got ages. Unless you're that guy asking about my wife that I don't have. Isaac Rogue, what are the plans with Neutonic? Okay, no new SKUs. I don't want to make no more products, right? James wanted the focus. People might think that the conversations that me and James have on the Neutonic marketing are all for show or something. It's perilously close. It's maybe like selected, specifically, but it's perilously close to our real working relationship. And he wanted the focus blend because you can't get the cans in Australia. So he wanted to drink in Australia. I'm a huge fan of the brain capsules. Those brain capsule tablets, the red pills, are fucking money. I think, the cans are amazing, and they're always going to be amazing because we worked so hard on the taste and they're enjoyable and all the rest of it. But caffeine free, I challenge anybody to put something in their mouth that makes them feel better that is legal. Those brain capsules are phenomenal. I just don't want any new SKUs because my point being, after I've whined and talked about that, I don't want to over confuse what we are as a company. We are a brain health company. We are productivity, performance, and focus, right? But cognitive. We don't need anything else. We don't need a suppository. We don't need a sniffable powder. I would be down for doing a Zyn style pouch because I think that would just be funny, but that would be a joke product. That wouldn't be a real product. And I just want to really, really dial in. We are going to do a raise. So we're going to be raising some capital because we want to go into retail in the UK and in the US. It's not cheap. Unfortunately, cans cost just an absurd amount of money. The margins on them are awful, which means you need tons of cash in order to be able to get the stock order, in order to be able to put the stock into the retailers, in order for them to be able to sell it, in order to get more cash back, in order to be able to grow. And you can do it by bootstrapping, but it's going to take you forever. So we're going to get an injection of cash, which means we're going through valuations and we're doing pitch decks and all this other stuff. And largely, I'm not involved. I get kind of wheeled out to sell the dream, but the coming up with the figures and all of that, I mean, I have input. I guess I could contribute something useful if I was asked. But, well, I don't know about like annual EBITDA or an annual run rate multiplicatives and stuff. It's not what I do. So that's the plan with Neutonic. Put it into retail. I want to do a variety pack by the end of the year. So we'll probably release at least one new flavor on the cans. And then that would mean that we could do a 4-pack, one of each, 4 flavors, variety pack by the end of the year. And I think that would be awesome. The peach mango and the mixed berry on the focus blend, the stick packs, great, awesome flavors. We've got one more flavor that we might release with that. And then the brain capsules are just money. And I just keep on using those. So yeah, between those, keep growing, get more people on board. We've got subscriptions now. You can get discounts. We've got cool welcome gifts and stuff coming. So just do that and keep making cool marketing because I love the marketing for it. An inside story. When will you have someone on to talk about non-violent communication? I believe you said it's the best example of the worst branding. I don't remember saying that, but I agree with me. Non-violent communication is terribly branded because what's implied is that all other communication is violent, which may be true. I mean, who knows? But I probably need to learn a little bit more about it. I've been doing like a really deep dive into relationship dynamics recently. So Stan Tatkin's Your Brain on Love, or This Is Your Brain on Love, fucking awesome. And then from that, I got conscious loving suggested to me. And I think that conscious loving is half a step away from nonviolent communication, or at least nonviolent communication is included in that. So I need to do quite a bit of research. And alongside all the reading to do for the show, that's like more on top. But I'll get there. And I feel like nonviolent communication is kind of like the CBT of the relationship world. It's quite evidence-based, at least from what I can tell. Evidence-based, very well regarded. People are impressed with it. But just fucking awful brand, and I haven't got around to it yet. So hold on tight. Oliver Norgrove. Chris, how, if at all, has your personal money management improved over the years? I think the only thing that I've been particularly good at when it comes to money management is I don't have extravagant spending habits. I'm not a particularly showy person. I like nice things, but I'm talking about nice things like a new pair of trainers or a nice car, but not an insane car, or a coffee where I don't have to look at the price tag. I don't tend to have particularly expensive tastes. And I guess the other side has been, even if investing, like managing money as in putting it in places and moving it around and ETFs and all this stuff, even if that hasn't been super dialed, I've just worked sufficiently hard to accumulate money. And I don't know, I'm not a credit card points optimizer. I'm not a cashback guy. I never have been. That sort of stuff just feels like homework to me. And I've always felt guilty about not doing it like I should. Like if I care about my net worth, I should be maximizing all of these different opportunities to do it. And I didn't do it when I was poor, and I still don't do it now. So I guess I felt more guilty previously, but you can only prioritize on so much stuff one time. Honestly, the 90% of my investing strategy comes from Morgan Housel, which is just dollar cost average into the S&P 500 and leave it for a few decades. So he was the guy. I trusted him. So I've just followed that since I spoke to him 4 years ago or something. I don't know how much I've got in the S&P now, but it's gone up. So more, hopefully, I guess. Ben Boyd Mindset. Has anyone farted on a Modern Wisdom podcast? Maybe Jordan Peterson from All That Steak. I think Jordan's actually very far down the list from that because of how clean the pipes are going to be. I mean, look, regularly I can, but I have the opportunity to mute my microphone. So sometimes, Dean, I will have to put a little note in, like 24 minutes, 30 seconds, mute my mic if I forgot to. But I can mute it for the guest, but it doesn't mute the local recording. So sometimes Dean's version. So he has had a laugh on particularly gassy days, but I don't think so. Mark Norman burps a lot, but apart from that, not much gas. You mentioned about your autoimmune problems once or twice, promised a full episode and disappeared with it. Can you please mention how you tackled it on the Q&A? Some of us suffer exactly from that and don't know how to fix it. Your help is much needed. Thank you. All right. Yeah. So, being completely honest, the reason that I haven't done the big roundup to sort of explain what went on and what's going on, is that it's still going on. And talking about a negative situation when it's not resolved doesn't make people listening feel hopeful. It makes them feel sad for you. And as much as sympathy is very welcome, I don't know. It feels weird to me to be, I don't know, does it come across as if I'm a woe is me, please look at help, I need some sympathy thing? I don't know. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel right to talk about it until it is resolved, but it's been over a year now and it's still not. So long and short of it, got COVID 18 months ago, was living in a house that had toxic mold in, didn't know. Turns out like 85% of people that I've got EBV, Epstein-Barr virus, which that got kicked off by the mold plus the COVID. Then America is very unforgiving to immigrants. So the food system here just ruins anybody that wasn't born here. Although it's bad because you've been exposed to red 40 and blue 3 and you've got ADHD and autism. It's good because your stomach's used to them. But if you move here, you don't have those things, but your stomach has no idea what's hit it. And it's sure enough, 2.5 years in, 2 years in, like everybody else, every Mexican person that I know that's moved here, ton of gut dysbiosis, Candida, H. pylori, SIBO, roundworm and liver fluke from fucking Africa, maybe, I don't know. Tinnitus, memory loss, mood dysregulation, sleep. I'm falling asleep at 8 o'clock at night, 8:30 at night every single evening. And it's like the most salient part of my entire life. The reason that I don't talk about it that much on the show, apart from right now, is it's a bit of a buzzkill. Like, this isn't fun. You guys come here, I don't know, maybe you come here to find out about me, but presumably you come here for interesting conversations and a good vibe and a good hang. And I don't know, I think I get worried about ruining that, or not being a professional. Right? Being a professional is sucking it up and doing what needs to be done in any case. And I'm proud that I managed to do that over the last year, because it's not been superbly easy. And it's meant that I've had to dial back a lot of workload, spend a ton more time and effort and money and thought cycles trying to fix it. But yeah, that's it. In terms of how I tackled it, the same way that everybody else will have done, with binders and cholestyramine and phosphatidylcholine and glutathione and red light therapy and saunas and ozone and high dose vitamin C, IVs, and a ton of other stuff. And I will detail the whole protocol of everything that I did. But to be honest, because I'm still like balls deep in it, maybe the worst I've ever been from a health perspective, at least a felt health perspective, even though we fixed a lot of those problems. I'm hesitant to go, and this is what I did, because I also would go, this is what I did, and it's still an issue. So I don't know, man. I'm sorry if it's felt like I've opened the door and then abandoned everybody, but that's not because I'm off dancing in the moonlight, having a great time. It's because I'm still down in the trenches trying to fix it. So that's the update on my health. I hope that's useful. I'll have more stuff soon. We've tracked a lot of it with Max, the videographer. So there will be, I guess, a semi-interesting vlog coming at some point, which will show me in various states of disrepair, getting a lot of different treatments, and in a good mood and in a bad mood and sad and all the rest of it. So hopefully that'll help. And if nothing else, just keep on keeping on, get enough sleep. And yeah, I'll keep you updated. Do you think that your algorithm on YouTube is a bit of a god? Is it able to know things about you that you don't know about yourself? Well, the YouTube gods have selected this episode specifically for you, bespoke. So go and check it out.